forget about it. Just the needles, maybe even a dare, or you can even go for a lingering hitbox move, and it just pays off so well for Sheik. And that is going to be the game plan that Unknown is going to have to do if he wants to take the set over Syrup. The Syrup is known for not letting edge guards happen too easily, so it's really going to be a lot of work in the end of Unknown, but I can see him doing it.
Absolutely, and the one thing I already want to point out that I see from Unknown is that Unknown already did 50% almost uncontested, but I already just love the aggression that we saw from Unknown. Usually when you see a Sheik player, your Sheik player is just like, I don't want to rush into you. I don't want to do anything that I don't have to do until I'm ready to do what I have to do in order to kill you. And we're already see just a complete reversal of what a Sheik player normally does go by, and I definitely love that already. Just kind of choosing and picking their options, already stuffing out, what Syrup wants to do half the time when they're trying to just, do a little Ness thing, like run up, I'ma press my little side magnet, just, go a little some here, but just already making it kind of even. I definitely love the set already from these two players.
Yeah, and I love what Unknown was going for right there. A few little mix-ups with his edge guarding, using up B, using needles, using a little bit of everything in his arsenal to just play around with Syrup, just try to get him off his game a little bit. And as I say, I mean, he's already up a stock, so that's a good way to start off. And as you mentioned, I mean, all these hits, but not enough damage being made from Sheik. So, that's the downfall of Sheik. You do a lot of hitting and you don't really get much percentage off it. But does it even matter when you're playing like this, playing as crazy as you are right now? Unknown, solid way to start off with a 3-1 lead over Syrup in this game 1.
Wow, you just saw in that entire second set, Unknown has such a beautiful advantage state right there. Keeping, Syrup at the legend. What they were actually doing was that they were using, the side B, I can't remember what that move is called, but they were using that in order to bait Syrup to actually use side magnet to actually kind of just, bait something out of them, and that's exactly what Syrup did. They kind of just went for side magnet, and, Unknown just kind of hit them right back off stage, and it kind of put, Syrup into a very bad position, and we're already seeing from the second game, 60% already. Gonna lose that first stock, but that's just so amazing. In order to just, Syrup has been doing a lot of work. They actually, took a set off of Tweet, if I remember correctly, in that one tournament. But just like still proving that they're still probably one of the best Nesses that we have in Tri-State here. I mean, definitely not to take away from them, but I mean, we've definitely seen a lot of really good gameplay from, Yes, but Unknown is kind of just showing up to take the crown. I mean, that's given very much King energy right there. They just two-stock Syrup with Ness, and it's just like, you're a tiny little boy. You should not be all up in my face like this. I do not want nothing to do with you, but I'm still going to be up in your face because, like, I need to make sure that you die.
Dude, it was just so good. That was... like, there was really nothing that Syrup could do in that second stock situation. I mean, just really playing it out through just... and good positioning right there as well. That last stock, it was only taken, and the usage of that up B came out so clutch because he just knew where Syrup was going to land and when to just implement that up B to get that explosive hitbox to take the stock and take the game. I mean, good stuff right there from Unknown. Just really knowing his character and really putting in the mind games into this set. And that is why he's up a game. But remember, we are in best of 5 territory. This is winners final, so we will be seeing at least 2 more games, if not maybe a few more, if Syrup is able to find the answer to the Sheik.
Now, I don't necessarily like this stage choice here, only because this only gives, Unknown more of a reason to actually push their advantage. This is a smaller stage than PS2, and it's just like, what happened in that first game was essentially just Unknown breaking that space that, Ness needs. Ness needs at least a sort of mid-distance in order to kind of, just kind of maintain whatever, stage control that they need to just get their damage. And, when they actually need their kill, they get their kill with, like a back or maybe an up smash, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, that was just a really good part on, Unknown, just making this game seem like it's not even here anymore, already taking the first stock at 122%.
Yeah, good way to start off. Once again, Unknown looking really solid in this game too, and just still tacking on damage after damage. It's not even so much of the percentage that's being made, it's just the pressure that's being applied, not allowing Syrup to land on stage, not allowing Syrup to do his setups the way that he wants him to. So, you know, this is really good gameplay right now being displayed from Unknown side. And with Sheik of all characters, who should be dead right now with the fair, yes sir, we'll seal the stock down to a 2-2 game. But still, the moment Unknown gets Syrup off stage, you don't know what to expect. Because every single time, Unknown has been mixing up his options. He's been making sure, if you're going to recover low, I'm going to follow you down there. And if you're going to recover high, I'm just going to hit you with some needles and just get you off your game, put you in a bad disadvantage state.
Absolutely, and this is definitely looking like very much of an even game right now. I mean, you know, it might have been what Syrup wanted right here. And
What?
You know what just happened there? It completely just disregarded any, you know, dream that, you know, Syrup had of getting that, you know, healing up. But it doesn't even matter because they got the down smash and then they got the kill. Unknown was just like, I don't have my jump anymore. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna have to take this. I'm gonna have to hold this one right here.
Yeah, just hold the L for that second stock, but still, just do your best to get yourself back into the game. And Unknown showing no signs of stopping whatsoever. His gameplay is just pressure, and keep him in the air as long as possible and tack up as much damage as I can so I can put him in a bad disadvantage. That backer is going to put Ness in a bad predicament. Oh my god, almost coming clutch once again with that.
Looking.
83% tacked on, and Syrup really struggling to just get these strings. Like, usually you see Syrup go for a lot of wave bouncing and a lot of drag down setups, but it hasn't been going in his favor whatsoever.
I mean, definitely the thing. Wow, such an amazing bouncing fish, but that's not going to take it just yet. Now, the thing that I feel like is just kind of stopping Syrup right here is that Syrup doesn't know what to do. Now, from a lot of the games that I've seen of Syrup, it's just that they like to really push the type of space that they have. They are such an aggressive player at times, and they like to kind of do things that, you know, not a lot of people get away with, if that makes sense. So, you know, a lot of the time you'll just see Syrup go for a PK fire and they're like right next to somebody, and then it's just free, you know, space, because a lot of people just, you know, they're just like, I'm gonna shield it, you know, I'm at the corner here, like what am I supposed to do? And that's something that is probably really inhibiting from hitting Syrup right now, because they are such a, you know, aggressive player at times, especially with their uses of PK Fire. But getting into this next game, going right back to small battlefield, maybe they, you know, I think since they did make it a little bit more of an even set, they definitely really enjoyed what this stage did for them. You know, some people might enjoy small battlefield over you know, PS2. Some people might enjoy PS2 over small battlefield. It's essentially the same thing, I think, right? You know, oh, it's the same stage.
Yeah.
Why do we have two of the same stages?
Yeah, we're always gonna. There's always gonna be something that the people are gonna complain about, which is fine. You know, that's part of life. We just complain and pray that things, you know, shape up in our favor. But I do like the stage pick just for two reasons, because the blast zones are a little bit farther, so it makes it a little bit more harder for Sheik to kill. The down smash will seal the stock. But also, what we witnessed from game one was that Unknown was not afraid to just go off stage and put Syrup in a bad disadvantage. And what we saw from that second stock, where basically there was nothing that Syrup could do. He's getting a beautiful string right now. What is going on? Beautiful jab block right there from Syrup. But yeah, this gives him a little bit more space to just be able to tech the wall and not be in a bad predicament in terms of just recovering back on stage, as he did have a few of those incidents game one. So I like the stage pick. I don't think the stage is the problem. I just think it's more of Syrup is really struggling to just find a way to kill this Sheik. And right now it seems like finally game 3 has been the answer. He's finally getting his confirms to go in his favor.
Absolutely, and we're seeing an extremely different game here. This is Syrup when they play at their best. You know, they've definitely shown that they've had a lot of proficiency in game, you know, 5 situations. You know, they are no stranger to just making adaptations. It's exactly what we're seeing here. You know, Unknown needs to figure out what they need to do in order to kind of just seal out this next game if they don't want it to go to a game 4 in this moment right now.
Yeah. And the more you allow your opponent to just adapt and download your playstyle, the more chances you are at putting yourself in a in a reverse 3-0 situation. So Unknown really wants to start tacking on a little bit more damage, start building back that momentum he had from games 1 and 2 to go in his favor. Because right now it seems like even though he's bringing it back a little bit. One thing we know about Sheik is that percentage does not matter. It's all about
Absolutely.
it's all about what you do with the character, despite whatever percent you're in, whether it's low percent, whether it's high percent. You just got to get your opponent in a bad predicament, and right now he just has not been able to get him off stage. That's been the answer. Syrup has not been off stage as much from games 1 and 2.
They've definitely been controlling a lot more of the center stage and just kind of, making it just as hard as, Unknown was making it for them to control center stage, which is really good from, Syrup in this game, and just going to take that game with Nair. 2-stock right back. You are not allowed to play on my stage. Syrup was just... he was all out in that game, and we definitely love that coming from them, making this a very interesting set to see here. We don't see too many Sheiks too often, and I'm gonna have to say this again. We love character diversity in our scene. We love seeing, people just be very proficient with their characters, and it's just so interesting to see how they actually go about this. But getting into this next game, I'm not entirely sure what game they're gonna go right back to Smile Battlefield. I mean, we definitely more of just a very neutral stage rather than PS2. They have a little bit more room to fight each other, and they definitely look like they have no, kind of desire to kind of just go back to any other stage when they really have been showing they do well on these stages. There's nothing they really need to, change about it. Yeah. And very nice, recovery right there. They just went just a little bit past the ledge to kind of just make it, hard for Syrup to actually, ledge trap them and whatnot.
And I love the little up air string that was going on right there with Unknown. Was able to get out of it, Syrup, but still, just attacking on a little bit of damage, just making sure that he has his opponent at the ledge. And a bad predicament right now for Syrup, just barely gonna escape that disadvantage state, but now allowing Unknown to have center stage once again. But still, I mean, you're seeing a lot more wave bounce implementations being made from Syrup, and so he's really looks like he's finally adapting to it a little bit more, and he's taking advantage of everything he can. And I'm kind of surprised with the stage pick, honestly. Unknown going back to the stage, as neutral as it was from game 3 and 4 at 2 and 3, I should say, as Nair's gonna steal the stock. It seemed like Syrup started running away with it in the game 3.
Now, the thing is, I honestly I don't mind this pick as much because, it's more, I feel like what Unknown has been trying to do a little bit more now is that he's just been trying to pick and choose, like how he actually goes about punishing what Syrup does. Syrup has been, kind of mixing up their timings and whatnot, but he's been, mixing up his recovery, which he actually kind of did die for in that first stock, but still just trying to crouch a little bit more. Sheik has a really good crouch, just narrowly avoiding things, and they're they're almost in a ball of some sorts when they are crouching, and it just really makes for a good time when playing in neutral. But it doesn't even matter anymore because Syrup has just been so oppressive at the ledge in this moment. They've definitely been making it extremely hard for Unknown to actually do anything, and then just kind of honestly throwing it back in a very different manner for this game 4 situation right here.
Yeah, the name of the game has been that yo-yo, and it's been coming so clutch every single time that Unknown has been off stage. Unknown usually has an answer to all these things and usually mix up his recoveries very well, but when you have a yo-yo that just kind of covers up all your ledge options, just it really does take away a lot of your game plan. And still, Syrup looking very dominant, taking away the jump as well. Barely going to be able to recover back on stage, but at 100%, and still allowing a Ness to have 2 stocks. Yeah, not looking really good this game 4. Looks like the adaptation has finally done wonders right now for Syrup, and he might, not just barely escaping that one.
Ooh, gonna die to that, up air right there. And I think that actually the one thing that might have changed the most was the fact that Syrup was consistently hitting Unknown off stage. A lot of the time, he would just keep on going for fair. They knew that Unknown wanted to recover high because, if I just keep on recovering low, then it's going to be a lot harder for me to just, do anything at this point. But they saw that Unknown wanted to keep on recovering high. They stuffed out all of these bouncing fishes, and they just immediately made it that much harder for Unknown to take these games, and that's that's exactly why at this point we haven't seen too much of a life being given into Unknown for these recent 2 games, but we're in a game 5 situation. This is definitely very scary for both of these players because they both made a lot of adaptations. And going to FD, I really love this FD pick because now they don't have platforms. So now, with this, I feel like Unknown kind of wants to just play a little bit less with platforms and just kind of pick and choose, how, Syrup wants to actually go for a lot of their aerial approaches, since they don't really have enough time to go for PK Fire most of the time. Like, you've seen very little of PK Fire from these most recent games because there was a lot of scrapping, a lot of situations, and very, very nice, edge guard with that side B right there, just kind of killing Syrup. Only at 55%, they're definitely taking this game and running with it. I really love just the amount of pressure that Unknown put in that moment, and it's just like, what is Ness supposed to do? What is Syrup supposed to do? Even you're in a very vulnerable position, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, good stuff right there from Unknown. Really using this stage to his advantage. As you mentioned before, there's no platforms in the stage, so it benefits both these characters, but a lot more in Sheik because she doesn't have to rely so much on trying to use the platforms to extend her combos. She could just use fair, and as you saw right there, to set up for that first kill, just continue just going straight forward. Short hop fair, short hop fair, short hop fair, until your opponent is in a bad predicament as he was there, and steal the stock. But now, same thing with Ness, just your projectile game becomes a lot more easier to use because now you can just stay grounded, or where your opponent's going to be without having to worry about the platforms just evading your projectiles from working. So this stage does work out for both these characters, but so far, Unknown with the lead, but that dash attack is going to be enough to steal the stock. But still, 82% of extra credit and then some being tacked on. It seems like Unknown is finding his footing and making it work in his favor so far.
Ooh, very close bouncy fish right there. I definitely love how, Unknown has been kind of just, fighting very strong right here. They've been throwing Syrup just for such of a loop. They've been doing what they've been doing in these first 2 games that we had from Unknown, and just making it just all that much harder for Ness or for Syrup to actually play this game right now. With the addition of losing a lot of platforms, it's just like, what does Ness have to do to actually cancel a lot of the lag that they do have when it comes to, playing neutral? Another thing that I actually like to take notice of is that burst grenade right there, finally found the name for that, sorry. It actually pushed Ness up a little bit when they went for their air dodge, if it kind of looked like it because of the actual win box of it. Yep. But yeah, very nice. It's just, I think you can also kind of extend like how long you actually wait before you kind of let it go, and just extremely, that edge guard was so extremely aggressive right there, and still making it back 46% only on Unknown, and it's just like, wow, what is Syrup supposed to do about this?
Yeah. The call out was there, and it worked out in favor of Unknown, and he shows no signs of stopping. He is not afraid to just go for it all whenever he finds the opportunity to do so, but he is in a bad spot as he uses bouncing fish. Yeah, this is not good. He's gonna seal the stock, and just like what we saw in the games prior, when Unknown seems to have the stock lead and he seems to have the momentum going in his favor, all it takes is one good edge guard from Syrup, as we just saw right there. But now 60% of damage already dealt. This is anybody's game, but it seems like Syrup so far is now just maintaining the upper edge, keeping center stage, and just playing with his food right now.
Absolutely, and throughout this entire game, I love how much versatility that, Unknown has shown. A lot of what Unknown has been doing towards the ending of this set, we've seen, or most of the time, that Unknown is just still choosing a lot of options where it's just like, hey, I know I shouldn't be too aggressive right now, and that down smash is not going to take it. That was looking extremely scary for Unknown right there, because they could have died, and that up smash almost looked like it was going to come out. This is extremely scary right now. This is extremely scary for both of these players, and it's just like, oh god, this is extremely close. You guys don't understand, like, the pressure that this could be.
Oh my god, he had the punish right there!
Oh my god!
Now, anybody's game, as you mentioned before, Jasmine, this is literally just coming down to the wire, and right now, she struggles to kill, but she doesn't struggle to die, because that up smash is going to be enough to seal the stock. No. And what was almost given for Unknown to just win. The Syrup prevailing and just overcoming the odds. Good stuff with the reverse 3-0, nonetheless. So
That was an
that was great.
extremely nice reverse 3-0. That it was really good from both of these players. You know, Syrup had to adapt really well to what happened right there, and it was kind of sad seeing, you know, Unknown. I assumed that they wanted to go for something else because, you know, that didn't look like probably one of the best, you know,
Yeah.
kind of situations to be in, but just a situation nonetheless, and they definitely can, you know, bring this back. They are in losers right now, right? They're left. They're losers.
They are in losers.
Unknown.
Yeah,
Okay,
Unknown is
so
sent to losers. He will be awaiting the winner of who is Vivi or Odyssey, which will be on stream next. So